Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is the middle of May and fishing season is upon us. So as you guys saw over the winter, I did a lot of work to my kayak and to Chandler's kayak to get it ready. There's one thing though I have not built yet, and it's something that a lot of people find absolutely necessary. This year I want to have one of these as well, and that is a kayak crate. I am going to be mirroring the process that was performed by Wendell Fishing on his channel, and I think it's probably the best, most inexpensive kayak crate that you can really build. All you really need is zip ties, 2 milk crates like this one, and some bungee cord material. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the process. The first step, and I have to go over to my dad's garage to do this, is to cut the bottom off of one of your 2 kayak crates. There we go. It's going to be the top of our kayak crate. All right, as you guys saw, I used a multi-tool to cut off the bottom layer of the kayak crate, and this is going to serve as my lid. It gives a nice area here where you can store stuff, and it also provides a lid so the stuff in the bottom doesn't fall out. So I've got to go get the rest of the materials from the store. Once I get back, we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. I'll see you then. We are now ready to put this together. So to start, we have to make the hinge. I like to put the handles, well actually there's 4 handles, so it doesn't really matter. What we're gonna do is make the hinge. We're gonna do that using zip ties. So we're gonna take and we're going to drill a couple of holes, one here, one here, here, and here. So pretty much these little boxes here, it's gonna be every other one. So it should give us 4 spots. I'm using a drill bit here to drill the hole. Just has to be just wide enough that the zip tie can fit through. So we'll go ahead and get these holes drilled. Got our holes drilled. Now we're going to take our zip ties, put them through here to create the hinges. You don't want to tighten these too tight because this does need to be able to lift. From here it's just trial and error to get it to where it stops at the right point. Make these a little bit tighter. I want it to stop about right there, so that's the perfect tightness. So now, as you can see, I have a hinged lid. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these off with some side cutters. So there you go. We've got our lid now. Now what I want to do is I want to turn this top section into a little bit of a tray. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to add in a couple of holes here for a latch. So I'm going to drill opposite the hinges. Drill a hole right below the hinge. And then in the top, I'm going to use a slightly smaller drill bit. In the top, I'm going to add right in the middle here, just a small hole. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to lock this closed. So I'll take this kind of used up bungee cord. Alright, I'll cut it off. Let's send it through this hole right here and tie a knot. Should keep it from pulling out. So there we go. And now to latch it closed, I just have to hook it there. I actually need to tighten that a little bit. There you go. Now it stays closed. Now cut off the excess here. Tighten this loop. Just cut off the excess. There we go. So now I've got it so it latches closed. Now, again, I'm gonna make a little section here where I can put stuff where it'll stay secure. So to do that, I'm going to mark a hole to every 2 inches along this back side. All right, so now that we've got our holes drilled, we are going to go ahead and run this shock cord, essentially bungee cord material, through this. So because this is the front, I'm going to go ahead and start it back here. It's a little snug to get through these holes, but once I get it through, I'll tie a knot and trim off the excess when I'm done here. All right, and then we'll run this through here. And we'll just keep going back and forth. All right, once we finish our first run, tie it off on the end. You can cut off the excess. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and run it back through again. Only this time we're going to go to the other sides. And we will start it. We're going to tie it again at the back. So I'll put it through this hole here. And just like last time, with the other run, tie a knot. From here, you got to do a little bit of weaving, so up and under. Just like I did last time, I'll go back through and tighten all these. Pull this tight. Tie a knot. Once I've got the knots tied, I can cut off the excess. And now you can see, got a little mesh liner. Let's say I wanted to keep these snippers in top. Gotta put them in there. Don't have to worry about them falling out. That's the point. Still easy to get. I just have to move stuff around. So that's pretty much the kayak crate as I'm gonna make it. So you can also add some rod holders to the side here. I may do that in the future, but for now I'm not going to. I don't carry that many rods with me at the moment. If I start carrying more than 2 though, I am gonna need to probably add some rod holders to the side here. If I do that, I'll show you how I do that as well. But for now, what I want to do is go ahead and take you back upstairs, show you on the kayak how I am actually going to mount this to my kayak. Because the rear compartment of my kayak is actually not big enough for this to sit down inside. So I'll see you upstairs where I show you how we're going to actually mount this to the kayak and make sure it doesn't fall off. Overall, I'm pretty darn ecstatic right now. This is going to be awesome. Alright, so I'm back up in my garage now. I've got the kayak sitting up here on the sawhorses again. So again, because this back compartment here is actually not big enough to hold this kayak crate, what I've done is I've taken 2 pieces of 1/2-inch PVC and I have mounted it to the side of my kayak over top of this. Now this still allows me to use all of this storage under here, which would be nice. I don't know what I'm gonna be using it for, if anything at the moment, but it is nice to have it if I need it. I may decide to move these a little bit further forward in the future, but there's also one more upgrade that I'm gonna make to the kayak here shortly, as soon as it arrives, that I need it to be a little bit further back. So for now, I'm gonna mount it back here. I may end up moving it forward here in a bit. But to mount this, what I've done is I've drilled some holes in these PVCs. And what I will do is I've got a couple of bolts right here with some big washers on it, and it will go down through those holes, and then I will tighten a nut on the bottom, which will then hold the kayak crate in place. So put these on real quick and I'll show you how well it works. When I'm transporting the kayak, I won't have this kayak crate attached. I'll add it when I get to the lake, but this is a relatively quick process to get these bolts attached. Just take a couple of minutes, and this also allows me to pack the crate with whatever I'm gonna need for that particular day of fishing, or for snacks or whatever. And I can just attach it when I get to the lake. Or river, or wherever, I guess. All right, got this tightened down, and as you can see, it's not going anywhere. There you go. Well, everybody, that is my new kayak crate for the kayak for my fishing this year. The goal as of right now is to upgrade my kayak next year, so I'm making some adaptations to get through this particular fishing season. That being said, I think we are making strides forward with the work I did over the winter, plus this crate, and additionally, the additional upgrade that I'm going to make in the future, which you guys will see in an upcoming video. All in all, I think this turned out awesome. I can't wait to actually get it out on the water and get it tested out. But that's going to do it for this particular video. I want to thank you all so very much for watching. You have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. If you're getting ready to go to bed, you have a good night's sleep, and I will see you on the next one.